Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. What? I was doing the introduction. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Lily's platform. If you're seeing this face for the first time, hello, welcome, and please consider subscribing to my channel if you've not done that already. And to you, my OGs, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. So I'm back again today with another interesting video. I'm back today to tell you guys how I successfully weaned my toddler here. Okay, because some months back I was struggling with weaning her off breastfeeding, and I can tell you today that I have weaned her off from breastfeeding, and we can have a long night of uninterrupted sleep. And yeah, so if you're interested in this kind of a video, please sit back, relax as we dive into the video, guys. So some months back, guys, I posted a video, relating to you guys or complaining to you guys how I was finding it difficult to wean my toddler here. So today I'm going to share with you some of the tips, some of the techniques, some of the tricks I applied to wean her off breastfeeding. So are you a mother? If you're trying to wean your toddler off breastfeeding, the first thing you need to adopt is strong will. I have learned this over time, okay? I've learned it over time. Like if you are faint-hearted, like if you are sentimental, you cannot wean your toddler off breastfeeding like without having to struggle. If you apply sentiment, it will take a long time for you to really wean your child off breastfeeding, because trust me, they can really cry, they can throw tantrums in the process of trying to wean them off breastfeeding. But then if you're strong-willed, you have to do it and nothing will happen to them. Mind you, do not, while you are trying to wean your child off breastfeeding, do not ignore him or her. Do not ignore them in any way, because if you do so, they will grow angrier, and then the more they throw tantrums and the more bitter they are. So the number one, I think I have shared it now, being strong-willed. The second thing you have to do, or the second tip for weaning a child successfully, is do not stop abruptly. I laid my baby girl to sleep. She slept off, and I was saying that the second technique you have to adopt while trying to wean your toddler off breastfeeding is do not stop immediately. Do not wake up one morning and say, today I'm going to stop her from breastfeeding. No, it's not done like that. You have to, it's a gradual process. You have to really take it easy. Take it one day at a time. Take it gradually. Wean her off gradually. Intermittent breastfeeding till about a week or two. Okay, by so doing, you're helping the baby to adapt to the changes, and you're also helping your body. Trust me, because if you stop abruptly, your breast could blow. Okay, when you are stopping gradually, you are indirectly sending a message to your body to stop producing breast milk. Yeah, and trust me, if you stop immediately, if you stop abruptly, your breast could explode. So it's better you stop gradually, then you finally stop. All right, it will help both you and the child. So another one is stopping breastfeeding totally during the daytime. Yeah, when you must have gradually when you have intermittently breastfed her for like 1 or 2 weeks, then you can finally stop breastfeeding her during the daytime. I mean during the daytime alone. Then you can go ahead and still breastfeed her in the night, because she needs you, or the child needs you more at night. Yeah. So that is the first phase of weaning once you have weaned the child off, during the daytime, yeah, you are halfway to go. So now I'm going to tell you some tips to wean the child off during the daytime. And I'm also going to tell you some tips, some techniques you have to adopt to wean the child off during the night time. So for me, the best thing that ever worked for me was distraction. That is the best technique so far. You have to really distract this child, because definitely this child will keep, asking for breast milk. And all you have to do at that time when the child asks for breast milk is to distract him or her. Okay? Distract the child, walk around with the child. If possible, leave your house. Distract the child, or either you can either do this, or you distract the child with his or her favorite music, cartoon, all these cartoons, Cocomelon and the rest of them. Depending on the one your child loves, you can distract them. I know that a lot of children, some children are strong-headed when it comes to weaning them. Like, you don't do anything to distract them at all. Their minds are always fixed on breastfeeding. But for me, I am saying all of this based on what worked for me. For me, what worked for me really, distraction really worked for me, was the best, technique so far. Now, another thing that works for me during the daytime is not always carrying my child on the laps. Trust me, anytime you carry your baby on the laps, you are indirectly passing a message to the child that it's time to suck breasts. Okay? So I stopped that totally. I stopped carrying her on my laps. If she was crying, I will always carry her on my shoulder instead of carrying her on my laps. So that's the thing, is one of the things that helped me again. So another thing that helped me again is, a lot of play, showing the child love, actually, because in as much as it's not easy for you as a mom to wean off a child, it is also not easy for the child at that moment. That child needs care. That child needs to be shown that he or she is not being punished. Yeah, because if you ignore their cries, if you ignore them, if you say to hell with them at that point in time, it will affect them mentally. So your child needs love at that point in time. You need to, give him or her a lot of hugs, a lot of kisses, a lot of singing and playing at that point in time, so that it does not affect them mentally. You need to show that child that he or she is not being punished. So that is another thing, because if you keep doing that, that child will we start, children are actually smart. Children are smart. So if you keep doing that, they will come to the understanding that this is not punishment, actually. So give your child a lot of kisses, a lot of hugs at that point in time. Play with the child. Make that child feel loved. Yeah, that is my point. Make him or her feel loved at that point in time. Another thing that I did to wean off my baby is to alternate breastfeeding. Yeah, it's true that my children are picky eaters. Like, they don't like eating food at all. Like, you will not understand. They don't like eating food. So it was very difficult for me to alternate breastfeeding with anything whatsoever. So what I did was, I still tried giving her pap. She doesn't take milk. So if your child takes milk, then you are lucky. You can alternate breastfeeding with milk, actually. But if your child doesn't take milk, there is something that your child must love, then you alternate breastfeeding with that thing. It could be cookies, it could be candies, it could be anything at all, popcorns. Just alternate breastfeeding with such thing. Pap, cereals of any kind, alternate breastfeeding with that. I think we are done with weaning during the daytime. So when you must have successfully weaned your child during the daytime with all these techniques, then while you are doing all of these things during the daytime, keep breastfeeding the child during the night. Okay, do not stop totally, do not stop outrightly. So while you are still applying all these techniques during the daytime with intermittent feeding and all of that, please keep breastfeeding him or her during the nighttime. So when you have successfully weaned the child off during the daytime, you can now talk about how to wean the child during the nighttime. Let me share with you what I did during the night to wean my baby off breastfeeding. Remember, weaning a child off breastfeeding during the night is the most difficult task. It's the most difficult aspect of weaning a child. So this is where you have to really, really be strong-willed and determined. So what I did was, the first night it wasn't easy. The first thing I did was to start sleeping in a separate room. I stopped sleeping in the same room with her. She started sleeping with her daddy, and in fact, I would give the credit to my husband, because he was the one that actually suffered the whole thing. Okay, so she would wake up in the middle of the night, still want to suck, and then I would be hearing her screaming and shouting and throwing tantrums up and down. Then my husband would carry her, come to the parlor, trying to tuck her in. But before then, guys, the only thing that could ever put my baby to sleep was breast milk. So to start with, my husband would always carry her for close to 1 hour to 2 hours before she could finally sleep. After crying and shouting and screaming the whole roof down, she would finally sleep. While she would be sleeping, you will see the bitterness in her. She would be sleeping with one eye closed and all of that. So it wasn't just easy. But then I said to myself, I have to do this. I said to myself, I really have to do this. It's a must. So I had to wear a thick skin. So my husband actually faced all of those things. He would carry. The first night was very, very tough, I must tell you. We tried offering milk. She didn't accept. My husband tried, and at the end of the day, he was able to put her to sleep again, and she slept. So that was the first night. Yay. The first night was tough, but we did it. So guys, we did this for the first night. We did it for the second night. We kept applying the same technique. It was working, but as the day rolled by, it was becoming much easier. So we did this for about 4 to 5 days, and boom, she forgot about breastfeeding. That was how baby girl forgot about breastfeeding. So these are some of the things I did to stop my baby girl from breastfeeding, and she's fine today. She is off breastfeeding. So if you are a mom and you're battling with weaning your child, one thing I have to tell you is that don't put sentiment in front of you, because if you do, you cannot win this child. Trust me, just have this strong willpower and do it once and for all. She will throw tantrums, she will be bitter, she will force, but then at the end of the day, before 1 week, she's over it and both of you will be happy. So I just said, let me come here and share some of the tips and techniques I applied to wean my baby girl off breastfeeding. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have more tips to help mothers out there, because what I just shared now is what worked for me. So if you have more tips to help fellow moms out there, please drop it below in the comment section. And thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a massive thumbs up, and of course subscribe to my channel if you've not subscribed to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Stay blessed. Bye.